Hey everyone, this is Flak88. Welcome back to Operation Drago. This is 2.3 Soviet Global. Let's get right into it with some random events. So starting on turn 2 for Soviet Global. After the Red Caribbean event fails to happen, Soviets roll for their random event. So let's go ahead and roll that now. Hey, I didn't have to change the die. Because again, this is a pre-picked event. So let me go ahead and pull this up here quick. Real estate. All right. So we landed on the Indo-Pakistani border war. Very good. So Soviet covert action teams undertake false flag operations that push long simmering Indo-Pakistani border tensions into a border war. So this event triggers this execution. So India is controlled by Soviet Global Command. India must make one border attack against Pakistan this turn and may make one border attack in future turns. Border attacks by India against Pakistan utilize a river terrain rules, which will be river penalty. Pakistan is controlled by US Global. Pakistan may make one border attack per turn against India. Border attacks by Pakistan against India do not utilize any terrain rules. When Soviet Global Command and US Global Command are at war, India signs a military pact with Soviet Global, and Pakistan signs a military pact with US Global. Try to keep this glare off. If Soviet Global Command possesses West Bengal, it may place cruisers in the minor shipyard there. Outstanding. Next up, we have some nuclear escalation. For those who want to read this, pause and go ahead. I will explain in layman's terms. Basically, any casualties taken on either side get that many die for battlefield nuclear release and are on 11 or higher, they are released for nuclear battlefield nukes. So it's imperative by Captain G and I that we keep units that are capable of using battlefield nukes. Very good. No escalation income bonuses here. Wartime income bonuses for Soviet Global are as follows. And then there's also some bonuses here for using that shipyard, getting a -1 bonus, or excuse me, a -1 discount. And also a free frigate if Soviet Global has more ships in surface ships in the Indian Ocean than US Global, assessed during the Soviet Global Command planning phase. So some bonuses here in the Indo-Pak region. Very, very good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll resolve our border conflict during the combat phase. But until then, let's go ahead and do our technology. Got some wonderful Soviet music going on. All right, so using some non-US colored dice, we're going for 2, 3, 13, and 14. That is anti-missile defense, computers, advanced manufacturing, and advanced airborne doctrine. So here we go. May the die rolls be high. Well, it looks like we missed AMD. We missed computers, barely. And we missed advanced manufacturing, but we hit airborne doctrine. So we'll go to stage 3 airborne doctrine. So my tech die luck continue from the last game. Lovely. All right, so let's go into our buy. We have 37 to spend. We are utilizing the naval aviation rules, so I will be dropping a keel for a heavy aircraft cruiser on the build production chart. We're gonna buy a light infantry for 3. Military aid, I should probably start with that, eh? Military aid to PRF, utilizing arms sales and discounts. We're gonna send a SAM and a light infantry for 3 total. We can send military aid to India, utilizing arms sales, and their value is 4. So we're going to military aid a fighter, which cost 8, using a special ability on our reference sheet called Red Skies. We get an additional -1 bonus. So that takes $5 off the cost of this fighter, which will now cost 3. We're going to drop a air cav and a attack helo for 12. Upgrade our last shipyard to a major for 6. We will drop our insurgent at the end of the turn, and then we have a recruitment roll for PRF and for India. Oh, and lastly, I almost missed this one. We're going to finish the Kirov battlecruiser that's on stage 2 of the production chart. So we'll go ahead and place that guy. Very, very good. All right, moving now. Regular purchases, 2 combat movements. So I do have a couple combat movements, and I will show them here. So per the escalation section, Warsaw Pact Alliance can make blockade movements against minor factions without declaring war. So we are going to do that now. We're going to move this nuclear attack sub from I4, 1, 2 to I6. And we are going to blockade this minor shipyard. Move this a little closer. That supplies Pakistan with potential military aid from US Global. Haha. Captain G does get the option to break this blockade with this diesel electric sub, so we'll see how that goes next turn. But this could be potentially game-changing, so very good. Next up, we have a movement of ASW Air Patrol. We're just going to take this helo from Murmansk and add him to A9 for ASW Air Patrol. ASW Submarine Patrol, excuse me. All right, so let's, almost. Let's go ahead and do this border clash. So let's look at India here. Very good. So along this border, we have several territories, land zones, and it comes all the way up here. It comes all the way down, and it has 1, 2, 3 Indian land zones against 2 Pakistani land zones. So we will be attacking with a mech in Kashmir, 2 artillery, 2 MBTs, and a naval fighter in New Delhi, and then 2 more MBTs in Hyderabad. Against a Pakistani 2 MBTs, 2 artillery, 2 mechs, and a fighter. So Captain G opted to go air superiority with this fighter, as will I. And then we'll see how this plays out. So I already have this on my battle board here. I have them assigned with dies that are color-coded. And the last thing I need to do is move these units down 1 for the river penalty. Very good. All right, so let's start this out, and the first thing we do is resolve our first strike. So I've got artillery green and orange, so I'll roll those at the same time. Artillery are not affected by terrain, so here we go. Wow. 7799. That's actually kind of weird. Missed. So no first strike hits. Very, very good. I'm going to go ahead and resolve the rest of these all at the same time. Pack has a little bit of an advantage with some higher numbers. Both of our fighters are running air superiority. And then MBTs will have target select of 2 or less. So let's go ahead and roll those now. And I'll roll these all together. Okay. So let's start off with the attacker in light blue, gray, and black. Looks like our light blue got a hit on a 5. So I'll go ahead and mark air superiority. So we got air superiority 1. Gray missed, and that's a 5. And then blacks, the black die here, all missed. We needed 3s or lower, and they all missed. Ah, shoot darn. Okay, so going to the defender. The defender got an air superiority hit. Look at there. And then the defender actually did quite well. He got him hit with the mech on a 1, which is a regular conventional hit, and then he got a 2 with one of his MBTs, which will be a target select, like that. All right, so let's resolve this. So we both lose our air units with air superiority. And that's my only hit against Pack. But Pack went ahead and hit a target select, which he will target select one of my artillery. Very sad. And then a regular hit, which I will take against this mechanized infantry. All right. Skipping ahead here. All right. Not as good as I wanted. A little bit better for Pack on the end there of that exchange. So let's go ahead and move into non-combat, which we have several. Let's go ahead and start down here. The destroyer that is in M9. It's going to move down M8, I5, and then into I4 here to shadow these NATO destroyer and diesel electric sub here. Just keep an eye on those guys. Keep them in check. Keep them out of trouble. You never know with those NATO guys. All right. See if we can see this. Up here in Leningrad, we have a SAM unit. We're going to use the minor army base movement of strategic land movement bonus of 1 to move this 3 from Moscow, this zone, and then down to Volgograd. So that is a total of 3. Right. You already saw me put this down. I'm going to move this mechanized infantry into New Delhi. And last but not least, we are going to airlift 1 airborne and rebase 1 fighter from Western Ukraine to Angola. And we can do this because we have a allied Soviet minor air base here in Angola. Very good. Very good. All right, so let's go ahead and move into our end of turn phase. Where we will place our units and facilities. So let's go ahead and place this minor shipyard, which will go here in M12. Put the camera down here. Very good. The air cav and attack helo are going to go into Volgograd. The light infantry will go into Western Ukraine. And then our heavy aircraft cruiser will go on the build chart here on stage 2. We will deliver our military aid to India via the minor air base here in New Delhi. And this is a regular fighter and not a naval fighter, so kind of sad that I lost that rascal. Next up, we've got our SAM and light infantry units to deliver to PRF. And even though the US has units here, they are not at DEFCON 3. Therefore, they cannot blockade this port. And we can still place, and I'm just going to add chips here. We'll add a SAM and the light infantry to the stacks. Very good. Okay. All right, so, hey, whoa, almost forgot this. So we were gonna place this Kirov here in M11, which is my white Soviet task force marker here. I'll just put him like that, and he will be in port with the rest of the Navy here in M11. Okay, let's place our insurgent down here in a bordering territory. We're going to pick Honduras. So, all right, Captain G, I hope you have good luck with your counterinsurgency there. And then let's go ahead and roll some, recruitment roll. So here's PRF. We need a 1 or less, which is a 1. Oh, 2. Very close, very close. And then India, we need a 6 or less for recruitment. And then we got a 2. Very good. So we'll go ahead and place a light infantry here in Hyperbad as a recruitment. Outstanding. I'll take that as a prize for losing an artillery, I guess. Okay, so that resolves that. Let's go ahead and do end of turn phase. Let's go ahead and collect our income, which is quite easy. We are not at war. And we will collect our standard 37. Let me double check there's nothing else to move, nothing else to change. All right, very good. So let's go ahead and do a quick disposition for my buddy Anthony, Captain G. All right. Honduras, we have 4 light infantry, 3 SAMs, and attack helo. We have an insurgent in Honduras. Excuse me, that was Nicaragua, PRF. And our insurgent is in Honduras. Coming down here to I-4, we've got a destroyer, blockade in I-6. Indian units are as follow: Hyperbad 2 MBT, light infantry; New Delhi 2 MBT, mech, artillery, and a fighter. Naval units have not changed. No changes down here except a Kirov placed in M11. Volgograd, we have a Strat fighter, AS fighter, 2 attack helos, an air cav, and a SAM. Moscow is unchanged. Leningrad, we have 2 airborne, an attack helo, and then we added that ASW helo to a 9. Otherwise, no changes up there either. And lastly, we have an airborne and a fighter in Angola. Very good. Very good. We'll kick this off to Captain G for his 2.4. Take care, everyone, and thanks for watching.